So I started on Twitter in 2009. It's 2024.
Nice.
So I wish I could do it. I wish I could say I did that overnight, but that was not overnight. That was, many, many years of grinding and, getting 40,000, 50,000 a year over a very long period of time kind of thing, maybe a little bit more in some years. So I think consistent, as much as it's a boring thing to say, consistency is massively important.
Mm,
And finding others to collaborate with is something very commonly overlooked. Your network is very important. So I think that, and the other thing is, some people fail to, you're good at it, and many others are, but a lot of people fail to just reach out to people that they would want to collaborate with and connect with them or respond to them or, be open to it. Right.
right.
I think a lot of people write themselves off and they say, no, I can't reach out to Gary V or Brian or Rohit or whoever, right? They just they have a fear. It's like they don't think they're worthy in some fashion, right? But what I've noticed from early on, and even before I had a big following and successful companies and things like that, was just take a chance on, reaching out to people and trying to connect. And yeah, you get rejected, and some people don't respond, and it's fine. That's fine. Not now, not the right person, whatever. But it's people do respond, and it doesn't, you don't have to target the people with the biggest followings, target the people with the same followings that you have.
Nice.
Another thing people fail to realize is the people that have 500 followers now, they can be the next person with 10 million followers. So those people are going to come up too. And so just find the people that are doing cool things and doing something really interesting that catches your eye, because it's probably catching other people's eye, and many of those people will become the next social media star or, influential person, right? So don't only target the people at the top of the mountain, so to speak. Target others that are making the journey. Um, and that's what I did a lot early on, was just tried to, you know, you also want to, as much as you can, reach out to the influential people and see if you can work with them or add value to them in some way. But also find others that are in the similar boat as you, and work with them too. And they're going to blow up one day, and you're going to blow up one day, hopefully. And, you want to have those people alongside you as well. And I think that's one of the biggest ones. I think that I see people overlooking is they forget that, you know, those people are going to come into power too and become big stars and things over time. And if you have stuck with them for the longest time when they were building themselves up as well, you're going to have friends for life, and you're going to have other influential people around you. You have real relationships with it, where you were there with and they were there with you from the start. So I think that's very powerful. And just, yeah, I've always focused on my network. I think it's not so much tactics of like, oh, to do this, or the tactics come and go of how to grow a following. I think it's really comes down to the network of people you surround yourself with. And, you know, um, it's also, as much as finding people to work with and be around you, find people, you also have to think of the other side of it, of like, when you do come across those toxic people, even if they seem to have some value, like they've got a big following, but they're really toxic, or they're, something about them is just not sitting right with you. Cut those people out as fast as you can, because it's just never worth it. And find the ones that you resonate with and that you see eye to eye with on things. And you'll be less stressed and probably more successful, than trying to just work with people that you hate. And I see that way too often. I see people saying, "Oh, I've connected with so and so, but it's kind of a nightmare." And it's like, well, why are you doing it? Just because there's plenty of other people to collaborate with. And I think the collaboration is big. We see it a lot in the crypto world. Some of the best projects out there are very open to working with other projects. You never see this in the traditional Web2 world. You don't see like, hey, like Instagram and LinkedIn new partnership. Like they're never going to work with each other. They're competitors, right? In a sense, even though it's slightly different category. But in crypto, they would already be partnered and they'd be working together, because that's how it is. It's very collaborative, and it's like us against the rest of the world. So people just naturally have that collaborative approach. There's no true competition. I've seen projects that do literally the exact same thing, partner, and both got bigger because they partnered. Um, so if you think about that and apply that to things like social media, that can work as well. You have someone, you're a magician, you have another magician, that's in the exact same category and you're trying to build a following. It's like, we'll collaborate and work together. You both have magician followings. You're not going to have the exact same following. Duh, you should collaborate. But a lot of people see that as, no, they're too competitive. I need to work with a skateboarder. And it's like, well, that's sure, maybe you can get an audience from there too, but I wouldn't be shy to try many different things in that regard.